So, hello fellow coin collectors. This is Glenn back with another video, and today I have some coins from Ecuador. These ones are the current coins. They were issued since 2000. As you can see, it has the date 2000, and they circulate along the US dollar coins. So, in 2000, the Ecuadorian Sucre, which was their currency, which was named after Antonio José de Sucre, who was an independence leader for the Southern American continent, and and the currency is named after him. So, because of hyperinflation that started to take off in the 90s, they actually dropped their own currency, the Sucre, and introduced the US dollar. So currently they just use US dollar banknotes. They use their coins, and they use their own coins, which I have here. And it was revalued at 25,000 Sucre to $1 US. So the highest banknote, I believe, was 50,000 Sucre that I can remember, which is $2 US, and the highest coin was 1,000 Sucre, which would have been 4 US cents at the time. So they introduced this to stabilize the currency in the economy, and they've used these ever since. But they don't issue their coins every year. So here I have a 1 centavos or centavo. There's no plural on that, and if you have a look, here is a centavo coin. So the singular is centavo, plural centavos, like English. And I believe that's where English got their plurals from, because Germanic plurals are totally different. So this one's a 1981 República de Ecuador. And this one, well, it's obviously no longer in circulation. But that's just to say that the subdenomination of this currency is centavos. And it's actually legally still called the Sucre. So all of the designs are like this. The 1 centavo comes in two forms. So there is 2000 and supposedly 2003 and 2004 made in brass. So this one is brass because it's the year 2000. And this 2003 copper plated steel. And Mexico is supposed to have minted all these coins. So on the other side, we have a map of the world. So let's focus up. So we have a map of the world. Ecuador is on this side. So around here is Ecuador. And here's the equator. So Ecuador is named after the equator. And the equator passes straight through Ecuador. Here's the Tropic of Capricorn, I think, and Tropic of Cancer. So this marks the southern end of the center of the sun actually focuses on the northern end. So when it's summer down south, this is the high point of the sun. When it's summer up north, this is the high point. And that's where you get winter and summer solstice. And then below it has Luz de America, which means, so if you put it all together, Republic of Ecuador, Light of America. And that would have to do with the equator. So that is a nice coin. Not bad. Looks like geometric. They could have put the other continents on it as well. But well, don't worry about that. There is no mintage figures for these, which is not surprising, because a lot of modern coins don't have mintage figures. A lot of ancient coins don't have mintage figures. I find that old Austrian and Hungarian coins generally you can find mintage figures up into the 1500s. Well, from the 1500s to currently. So here we have a Banco Central de City, 5 centavos. And the rest of these coins are in stainless steel. So this on the reverse, or obverse should I say, this says Juan Montalvo. Was that Juan? J is a H, Juan Montevalo. And one thing I don't like about this coin is that it has a small coat of arms. Maybe they could have put that as a background with the image on top. Oh well, I'll let you make a decision on what you think should have happened, but I reckon they should have changed that. Looks too much like Indonesia copied this design in making the head next to the coat of arms. So this guy was a author, a leftist, and because of his works, he was exiled by the conservative governments of the time, and he died in France, poor bastard. So he actually was born in 1832 and died in 1889, and he's on this coin because he's one of the figures that wanted to actually improve the poor of Ecuador. So on the 10 centavos, we have Eugenio Espejo. Can we focus? So, yep, there you go. And he was a mestizo, so he's a combination of probably European and Native American. He was a medical practitioner. He was a writer and a lawyer, and he wrote a lot about hygiene standards in Ecuador and the role that microorganisms played in infections and diseases as well. And he actually tried to improve the lot of mestizo people in Ecuador. To what degree, I'm not too sure he improved it. As you can see, he has a bow tie and high collars, which is pretty common fashion back in those days. So, and it has stars on the bottom. Do stars change? No. As you can see, this one's reeded. This one is plain. They pretty much follow the standards of US coins. Then we have the 25 centavos. Oh, a caveat. The 5 centavos is issued in 2000, 2003. The 10, 25 and 50 only 2000. So I'm not too sure how many were minted, as I said before. Or if, because it's been 18 years since they minted a lot of these, we've had a lot of them have just been replaced by US coins. So 25 centavos. And on this side, we have Jose Juan Quinn de Olmedo, and he was the first president of Ecuador from March 6th to December 8th, 1845. And he was 2 times Lord Mayor of Guayaquil. That's where he actually comes from. And there's a quote, I'm not too sure how accurate, or even if it's from him, it says, "He who does not hope to win has already lost," which is pretty good. Because if you do something without the hope of winning, oh, I'm going to lose, then you got lost anyway. So it's not a good thing. And then we have the 50 centavos. Oops. So the 50 centavos is the same size as the US dollar, and supposedly actually circulates in Ecuador, unlike the US 50 cents, which doesn't actually circulate. And it's milled again. And this one has Eloy Alfaro, who was 2 times president. He was born in 1842 and died in 1912. So he was president from 1895 to 1901. Then he staged a coup and deposed Lizardo Garcia, who was then elected president in 1906. And he was ousted from the presidency in 1911. And because of his pretty much anti-Catholic focus, the Catholic soldiers, or some of them, actually killed him. And then they burnt his body, and whatever his remains was taken back to where he was born and buried. So a sad end to this guy who just wanted to better his country, but in the end he turned into a sort of like a despot dictator himself. Oh well, but a lot of South American countries actually celebrate dictators, like Paraguay with I think Lopez. So as you can see, if we put it against the US coins, they're pretty much the same. So this is 2.5 grams. So both of these coins are 2.5 grams. But the copper plated steel one was 2.35, so a little bit smaller, and it'll be in the magnetic as well. Then we have the 5-cent coin. So the Ecuadorian is 4.95 grams, and this one is 5 grams, which is pretty much the same. So as you can see, same size. And the 10-cent is, I should just keep focused. As you can see with the US cent, it's being corroded, so the copper is actually turned black, and it's pretty much similar thickness. The Ecuadorian coin is 2.3 grams, and this is 2.27, or should be. So it's really not much difference, but you know, the design is easily distinguishable when you're in Ecuador. You won't worry about that. Okay, thickness is the same, and also milling. This one is 2.8, and this one is 2.67 grams. So the diameter is also pretty much the same. And then we have the 50 centavos, which is a bit thicker than the US coin. This one is 11.25, and this one is 11.34. Probably because nickel has a greater density. It's a lot more copper, and stainless steel is just pretty much copper and carbon. So just base carbon is actually very not as dense, so that will make up for the lightness of the coin. So not a bad coin. Which one do you like better? Of course the American one is better. So if you're from Ecuador and you're watching this, I'd like to know if how common these coins actually are, because I am not too sure. I've never been to Ecuador, probably won't go. And also there was a one Sucre made for sets. It's a nickel clad steel, which is different than these ones, but it's pretty much the same size as this coin here, 50 centavos. So if they actually issued in circulation, people would use 50 centavos as the one Sucre. And it had Antonio Jose de Sucre, who's been on a Ecuadorian coin since this was issued probably in the 1880s. So that's who this denomination is actually named after. This one is 1964, but I'll make a video on these coins later. And that is my conclusion to this video. So I'd like to, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and check the links down below, because I'm trying to build a blog so that can educate people on currencies from around the world, different time periods. I also have an eBay link. What else do I have? Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, so you can contact me on any of those, but I do not give out my personal details like postal address, phone numbers, and I don't expect anyone else to. I expect you all to keep your privacy. So I'd like to say thank you. Have an awesome coin collecting time, people. Bye bye.